was thinking about the better days. My youth so happy, my hair so nappy, had an afro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Arsenal at home to Manchester United. Let's go. So the game is off on the way. I've got Coach Gary with me. Game has started, 33 seconds in. Just very quickly, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad.
Good. I'm just going to bring up very quickly the team sheet for those that don't know. So Man United starting Onana in goal, back three. Mazraoui, De Ligt, and Maguire comes in for the injured Luke Shaw, who pulled out yesterday. Obviously, they're missing Martinez, who is suspended due to 5 yellow cards. They're also missing
Menu.
Mainu, who's also suspended due to 5 cards. Midfield, Dalot, Fernandes, Ugarte, Malacia. And then front three of Mason Mount, who we haven't seen in ages, Garnacho and Rasmus Højlund. Then bring on the Arsenal. David Raya in goal, back four of very much changed tonight. Julian Timber, William Saliba, Jakub Kivior, and Zinchenko. Huge changes, 2 major changes there. The left back and the centre back. Obviously, we know how good Gabriel has been for us. And we just hope Kivior doesn't make any mistakes or isn't caught out of position or anything like that today. Zinchenko, I'm not too worried about. We know how good he is. So it's just a matter of, doubling up. We've got Martinelli there to work with him. So hopefully we can keep Man United quite interesting. They don't have Rashford starting, who would
surprised about that because he scored a few goals.
Yeah, and he obviously has a lot of pace, which might have troubled. I mean, he started up on the right.
The games under this manager.
Yeah, so it's an interesting selection from the Man United's new coach, Almiron. Half time.
Yeah, poor first 45. They need a bit of inspiration out there.
Get in!
Julian Timber takes the ball of it. Declan Rice's corner. I don't know if it come off Timber. He's claiming the goal.
Come on!
I saw the flick and there was someone on the line and it looked like it hadn't gone in, but then it suddenly was in the back of the net. So let's see again. Yes, it's Julian Timber.
Okay, here we go again. Saka with the free kick. The big six are in. Add Marino to the mix. Here we go.
Saka in to the far post. Go!
Yeah! Come on! Get in! Saliba!
William Saliba!
Come on!
It was partly you headed it onto Saliba and into the net.
We love it! We love it!
Partly at the back post. He should have really scored himself, but he heads it to Saliba and in it goes. Let's see that again.
We love it!
Deep to the back post. Yeah, come off Saliba's arse.
Yeah,
come off Saliba's arse into the net. That's a bum goal, man.
Well done, Thomas Partey. So I'm just getting together my bits and pieces. I'll start putting them on the screen for you.
Follow on Facebook. Yeah, Apollo's put on Facebook, Set Piece FC. Arsenal should change their name to Set Piece FC. Doesn't matter how you score. And what a way to mark our 500th match at the Emirates.
Yeah, big win against Man United again and again. Okay, here we go.
Where's Emerson when I need him? Emerson, where you at? So what's that? Is that that's overall for the whole game, Tone?
All right, here's Declan Rice.
They've looked really good their last couple of games, so we knew it'd be a test. But we stuck to our game plan, stuck to what we knew. And in the end, I think we could have had 3 or 4, but it was a top performance all round.
I think it's also what's called being cornered. You cornered them. These set pieces, incredible.
Yeah, you have to believe in your process, We believe in our process. We keep at it all the time. We never get bored. When you go up for a corner, it's a chance to score a goal. It's not a chance to relax and chill. So to score again on both of them.
Well said,
I know
Dick.
Nico will be buzzing, and I'm so happy for the boys as well.
Well done, Nicolas Joubert. And the other bit of good news, Liverpool drew tonight. They dropped points, so you've closed that gap. This, in that sense as well, must feel good.
Yeah, it's good. Look, people get carried away with the title talk. I was involved in my first one last year, and you just need to be in and around it by February time. I think too early to be calling what's going on. Liverpool drop points. What are they still 10 above? 9?
7.
It's 7.
7.
So it's closer, but look, still a long way to go. We'll keep believing in ourselves and see what happens.
Declan, well done. Player of the match as well. Congratulations.
Yeah, I thought he had a really good
From
game.
the experience of last season, it is very early, and what is looking.
Yeah, so fantastic. Gary, I'm just getting more stuff. So let's start talking about some of these stats.
Yeah, so overall possession for the match, Arsenal just slightly shading it, 50.5% to United's 49.5%. And I thought most of that obviously came in the second half because United was slightly ahead of us in the first half. So obviously the boys knew what they had to do and they come out and done it and they used the ball really well. So shots, Arsenal had 14 shots to United's 5, with 6 of those shots on target compared to United's 2. Shots off target, both teams had 3 each, and Arsenal had 5 blocked shots. And I thought a couple of them shots, Tony, if you agree, a couple of them shots could have been taken slightly earlier to avoid the block.
Yeah, I agree.
Nevertheless, a player gives his all. So I think sometimes they may deserve to get a blocked shot, but full value for the performance in the second half. I say, and everything happened in the second half. Both teams obviously had no shots on target in the first half.
Yeah, and what a transformation in that second half.
Yeah, well, it couldn't have got any worse, could it? It could only have got better.
Yeah.
And I said after 30 seconds that they come out and they looked literally right on it from the get-go.
Yeah.
So touches in the box. So Arsenal had 35 touches in Man United's box compared to Man United's 6 in ours.
That's good defending.
Yeah, and Apollo says Raya made an unbelievable save at 1-0. No, it didn't go under the radar. We picked it up when he made it. And he also made another good save from the free kick where he stood up to Anthony's shot. And then it was a brilliant chest back to him by Kivior to get us out of trouble. So the goalkeeper, so Raya made 2 saves compared to Onana's 4. Fouls, Arsenal committed 12 fouls, United committed 8, and Arsenal had 13 corners compared to United's 0.
Yeah. The thing I want to talk about, Gal, is this genius of a player called Thomas Partey. Anybody who thinks that we need to, move on from Thomas Partey, when the geezer can play the 6, the 8, the 10, and right back.
The 2, the 2, the 11. We saw him on the left wing. We saw him right back, centre back. Listen, I've said before, and a lot of us have said the same thing. If Thomas Partey is fit and he can contribute, you keep him around and you literally play him till his legs fall off. You know, listen, we paid 45 million for him 4 or 5 years ago now. You know, so we've had our money's worth. If he goes on a free, he goes on a free.
He literally is he's just showing out in such a way, you know. And people say about Saka how good he is, yeah. And I'm not denying how good Saka is. And the thing is, yeah, Saka against Foden has been talked about. Well, I ain't seen Foden play left back for his country. Do you know what I mean?
Well, do you know what it is also, Tony? What it proves is that Foden plays in a Man City team when everyone's on it, and he's this type of great player. We've seen Saka come in as a 16-year-old kid and literally drag Arsenal through result after result, carried them 16, 17, 18, 19. We've seen Saka for 4 years carry his team and make things happen. Now, when things are going Pete Tong down at the Etihad, Foden might as well be sitting on the beach because he ain't grabbing that team by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. And we've seen Saka do it. So for me, there is no debate. You know, they talk about Cole Palmer, they talk about Foden, but for me, listen, not just because I'm an Arsenal fan, Saka is the real deal.
Absolutely, Gary. Absolutely, head and shoulders above. In fact, you
100%,
know,
mate. 100%.
So look, you were so worried about this game, but I told you Arteta loves playing Man United.
Who was worried about this game? Was you worried about this game, Tone? Is he talking about you? definitely wasn't me. Ebbs, welcome back.
Yes,
welcome back,
fellas, and all you people in the comment section. Another win.
I'll put that first one back, Tone. Why have we got
Arsenal
echo in
scored
it?
more than goals from the
Why have we got
corners.
echo in it? Right,
Hit
so
the other side of the Premier League since the start of the season.
what's happening here?
Should-
So this stat:
that should
Arsenal
go
have
now.
scored more goals from corners than any other side in the Premier League since the start of last season, with a total of 21. While the two players with the most assists from set plays in this time are Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka with 7 each. You know, listen, so like Declan Rice hit the nail on the head, right? If you have a corner, it's an opportunity to score a goal. It's that simple.
In relation to Arteta's Apollo's comment about Arteta loves playing Man United, Arteta has the best win percentage of any manager to face Man United 5+ times in Premier League history. 10 games, 7 wins, 1 draw, 2 defeats.
Yeah, that's
So,
a great
phenomenal.
record.
Yeah, that is a great record.
I don't care who gets them. It just goes to show that, you know, we're not a one system team in the sense that, you know, it has to be a forward player. And that's what I like about us. You know, anybody can get forward and score. I think people forget that.
Yeah, very true. Look at that from Thomas Partey.
69 touches, 1 assist. Accurate long balls. 56-61 accurate passes. 2 to 3 duels won. No dribbles passed.
Do you know the one that stands out there to me? He was dribbled past 0 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, key cog in Arsenal's midfield. That is absolutely right. I mean, he's some player, and he's back to the Thomas Partey. You know, when he first came, he seems to have got over these injuries that he's had, and he must be on the jollof. And he's just going from strength to strength. Like normally, when you hear Thomas Partey's got a muscle injury, you expect him to be out for 3 months.
Yeah. So yeah, that's 0 times dribble pass.
That's the stat that stands out to me. Forget everything else. It's that one there.
That is the one, because to me it's just like, well, you know, it just goes to show how integral he is to this team. You know, he's a rock, and his weight of pass is just phenomenal. I salivate when I see him play. I'm literally like, oh.
Do you know what he's done in the last 2 or 3 games as well, Tony? He's had that little dink ball over the top. We saw a couple tonight. We saw 1 or 2 the other day to release Saka, and he's added that to his game now, which is a new level of passing.
Yeah.
When teams are
And
holding
you know
that high
what?
line and getting the runners going in behind.
Yeah, Gal, this and Ebony, this is so important for me. Is like literally now, you've got to manage his minutes. You've literally got to say, okay, you're getting a rest on Saturday or Sunday, whenever it is we play. You know, you got.
Yeah, because you can't really play 2 games in a row, can you? Or 3 games in a row.
Well, do you know what it has to be? It has to be like against the so-called lower teams. You need to not play him, and then you give Jorginho the start, or Marino or Rice in the 6, and you want Partey playing in the big games, right? So if it's a case of managing his minutes, he can come on and get 15 minutes to keep his muscles turning over, so he's not starting again from like a position of not playing. But manage his minutes, and you don't want him playing in the games against the lower teams.
So what's your thoughts on the game, Ebbs?
But no, I mean, I listened to it, and, you know, the first half, it was a bit, it sounded very laboured, you know, chance, you know, it sounded as though, you know, there were chances that could have been taken, and it just wasn't our best half. But then, like, come the second half, I don't know what Arteta said to them, but Man United just didn't have a chance, from what I could hear. And I just think that, you know, I just think today's game is a testament to the fact that, you know, we are able to actually get to where we need to be. And now we're 7 points behind Liverpool. And you know, set pieces, there's a reason why, you know, we can score goals from them, because that's what they're designed for. So I'm happy for the win. I mean, I wish it could have been more. And, you know, credit to Raya, you know, for making those saves. And I take back everything that I said about Raya. But
An area.
Absolutely, we want to have the ability to score from every phase of play, you know, and as he said, if something doesn't work, something else has to work. It can be a magic moment, it can be an individual action, it can be a short counter, it can be a slow build-up, it can be a restart of play. The more resources you have, the better, more difficult for the opponent. We were very, very efficient to the set piece. If we weren't that efficient, we had big chances inside the box in open play. So at the end, we won the game, so very happy.
And that's an impressive stat. You've got more chances from corners than any other team. Goals, obviously, coming from those chances than any other team in Europe's top 5 leagues. You're the masters at it.
Let's continue. If we are the masters today, we have to continue to work and continue to be the masters.
And of course, in the first half, you were a little bit frustrated, maybe.
Yeah.
Tell us about how you changed.
Two things, especially because the setup that they had, we were a bit late and a bit doubtful, and you cannot do that against that structure, especially in the high press. When we regain the ball, we get the ball away a few times, and then we had the structure and find the advantages because we gave the ball away in the next pass. And against this team, if you don't glide together and then you put the ball with the wingers early enough to be tight, it's very difficult to have the structure to counter press them. We did that much better in the second half. We get more dominance. We open them up better.
What's the message at half-time then?
A few things that we have to tweak, and a lot of things much simpler with the ball. That we gave the ball away. I started to play in longer distances. That against this team you cannot do that.
Mikel, when you arrive here, you use what you had in the dressing room and you won the FA Cup. And it's fascinating to see how then you work on having a team that everyone could work without the ball. Then it becomes on the ball. Then you added the set play, because obviously we talk about set plays, but you need to create the 13 corners that you created. Man United had 0. So now you got a goal-scoring threat from every aspect. I'm sure you're very happy off the ball. Do you think that now the team is complete to win the title?
No, obviously this is down to the players and the quality of the players that we have. That makes our job much easier. Individual actions as well. We need to create more magic moments like he used to do, and threaten more in behind like Theo used to do. For example, it's things that we can still improve a lot to be more dominant, but I think we are in the right path.
Mikel, would you be pleased with, obviously, a few changes tonight with Kivior coming in, Zinchenko? How pleasing it is for yourself to have players like that who haven't played a lot of football but have come in and had a very solid performance tonight?
Great point. Very pleased because obviously there is huge demands in a match like this. They haven't been exposed enough to play. You know, in the Premier League, Jakub was the first to start. I think Alex the second one. I think the first one was at the beginning of the season. So to come at this level against this opposition and to do what they do is big credit to him. That's the way they prepare. but it's so pleasing as a manager because you need everybody, and they have to feel trusted, you know. And they were thrown there today, and they did the job.
There are certain players you have who are clearly key to the success of this team. And when Martin Odegaard was missing, there was a wobble in the side. He's back, and things seem firmed up. Gabriel, obviously, not there tonight. And in the first half, it looked like you were missing him in those set pieces. In the second half, William Saliba said that you managed to find people to stand up. How is he, and when will he be back?
Sorry, who?
Gabriel.
Yeah, I don't know. We have to wait and see the next few days. It's nothing too serious, but today was a big risk to play him, and that's it. About relying on other players that have the capacity to play, and they've shown that tonight.
We're very thrilled for you. You got your 150th win as Arsenal manager, so congratulations on that. Well, congratulations. Okay. Thank you for joining us. Thank you
so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
So there you have it. And just another statistic. 100% ground duels won by Jakub Kiwior. I believe today he showed us why he's at Arsenal. That was a masterful performance against what was a very physical Man United front line, of course, with, Rasmus Højlund at the tip. What was your thoughts on his performance, Gaz?
I thought Jakub Kiwior was really good today. He stood up to the challenges. He won balls in the air. You know, when Raya stood up to Antony's shot, he was the first one there with a cool chest back to the keeper. But what impressed me most was his ball playing. He knocked 3 or 4 balls over the top, releasing Martinelli and Trossard. And that's something that we don't see from Gabriel. Although Gabriel is obviously a cracking defender and, you know, a big part of this Arsenal team, there's times when we've all said it, when he's there and we're going, play the ball. And he doesn't play it. He just knocks a little ball sideways. But Kiwior played them balls over the top today. And that's also an asset if we can do that more often to get Martinelli away with his pace. So, yeah, very pleased for him today. I'm very happy for him today. And let's hope that it continues if he has to step in for Gabriel. Because we want Gabriel completely fit, right? We don't want him to play with an injury and then pick up an injury, make the injury worse and then be out for longer. So Kiwior can come in and get some minutes and do well. Happy days for him and for Arsenal.
Can I just say that, you know, I was actually quite skeptical of him today, Kiwior. Because, you know, like in the past, you know, he hasn't been as strong as he was today. So I was actually... Because I was actually scared that he'd be skinned alive by somebody like Rashford. But
I get your point totally, because obviously you want Gabriel to be playing in every game because him and Saliba are solid. He's a threat from set pieces. And we have seen Kiwior come in and make the odd error. But we've also seen Kiwior come in and play really well in a run of 5 or so games. So it is there in his locker. And, you know, it is always difficult when you're not playing and then suddenly you get thrown in, because I think most players try too hard, and where you try too hard, that's when the mistakes creep in. When you're trying to clear a ball too hard, that's when the mistakes clear in, when you hack it and you don't quite get the sweet connection that you need to clear the ball. But tonight, I didn't think he put a foot wrong. I thought he was absolutely outstanding. And I say only bodes well for him and Arsenal, because you've got another player that you know that the manager can have his trust in. And if Gabriel, you think, right, well, I don't have to rush Gabriel back next week. We can let him get back and to full fitness, and then we can play him.
Yeah. So here we got some further broken down stats live from Who Scored. Jurrien Timber, 1 shot, 1 on target, 88.9 pass accuracy, 55 touches, a 7.36 rating, and scored a goal. Right next to him, William Saliba, 1 shot, 1 goal. I don't know if you can call it a shot when it comes off your bum, but hey. But look at that pass accuracy, 94.4%. 94 pass accuracy, 1 aerial duel, 78 touches. I believe that's more than any other player on the pitch.
That's lethal.
Yeah, I was right. That is the highest number of touches of any player. 7.69 and a goal. You know, we have got ballers in this team, man. I mean, you know, between Jurrien Timber and Saliba on that right-hand defence, superb. Then Jacob Kivior comes in, 83.9% pass accuracy. And that's bearing in mind that, you know, the thing that I admire about him today was there were a couple of occasions when he just hacked it clear and put it right downfield where you go, actually, that's the wise thing to do.
Yeah, I don't mind seeing that. I've got no problem with it at all.
No problem with that at all. You can't always play the ball out. Sometimes you just need to get it right out, you know, and reset.
That's it. Clear the ball, you reset your lines, you go again.
Yeah. Zinchenko, I thought it was doing really well until he got that yellow card. Pass accuracy 90.5, very good pass accuracy. But we just saw, you know, when Diallo came on, you know, he was just toast. He was toast.
Well, the thing with that Zinchenko moment, Tony, is that he created the problem himself because he held on to the ball for too long. He tried to be too clever, lost the ball, and then he got turned inside out and gives away a dangerous free kick, which they nearly scored from. Yeah,
he has got to, you know, if he could get that out of his game, we could see him doing damage. But
that's the reason why he's not in the team anymore.
Yeah, I think we've got to look at moving him on in the summer.
I was going to say that actually. I just think that he's just too he's too error prone.
Yeah, you know, a shame that Miles Lewis Skelly has picked up an injury at this time because I'm pretty certain if he was fit, he'd have played.
Yeah, you know, you got Kieran Tierney that's come back to fitness. Maybe he'll get a couple of minutes.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, obviously Tierney is fit, but they chose to use Zinchenko ahead of him. Thomas Partey, 2 shots, 1 on target, 1 key pass, 91.8 pass accuracy. Phenomenal. 1 aerial duel, 1, 69 touches, second only to William Saliba, 7.75 rating. Is that the best rating? 7.75? No.
Yeah.
Declan Rice got an
8.09.
And the assist, of course.
There, Tony. With Thomas Partey. I mean, Saliba's 94.4, but most of Saliba's passes are sideways and across, back to Raya, back to Saliba, back to Raya. That could happen like maybe 10 times in the game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Partey's passes are all literally forward thinking. The way he turns and uses the ball straight away as they come to press him, he just plays round people, and that's some stat.
Yeah, amazing. And he's just such a good baller. He's so clever. He doesn't get dispossessed. You know, he barely puts a ball in a bad place. You know, when you take, and the way he breaks lines is, you know, people say it's between him and Rodri. I don't think Rodri breaks lines the way that Thomas Partey does.
No,
I think Rodri is slightly above him defensively, but Partey, in terms of progression of passing, you know, I've yet to see Rodri do that. And you know, when you think about some of the goals that he scored in his time, you know, coming the, you know, the shots that come from outside the box, you know, I'd love to see him be able to do more of that, but you know, it is what it is. He's just such a great player for me. Odegaard, 1 shot, none on target, 3 key passes. Again, you know, top of the press, 89.1 pass accuracy, 1 aerial duel, 1, 59 touches on the ball, a rating of 7.52. I thought he's had a brilliant game, to be honest, again. Declan Rice, 2 shots, none on target, 3 key passes, 87.5 pass accuracy, 4 aerial duels won and 56 touches. Obviously a very high rating, 8.09. I mean, literally every corner could have been a goal. And, you know, as I said, had Gabriel been playing today, he probably gets a hat-trick assist.
Yeah, I agree.
Bukayo Saka, 1 shot, 1 on target, 2 key passes, 76.2 pass accuracy. Actually, probably the worst on the team if we're being honest.
I think Saka had a poor game today.
Yeah.
You know, there was times in it when he looked like he wasn't running
He
properly.
wasn't quite himself.
Yeah.
But even although he's not himself outfield-wise, his delivery of corners is still humongous. And, you know, he gets 7.46, you know, not bad, but 44 touches, not as many touches as normal. The player I thought, 2 players, Kai Havertz, 1 shot, 1 on target, no key passes, 87.5 pass accuracy, 1 aerial duel won, 27 touches. That's not enough.
Yeah, he was off the boil today, Havertz.
He was off the boil.
Like I said, if he's not doing one thing, he's doing another, and that, you know, that's okay. But it's when you're not doing the other and not doing the other. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah, but
worst
do you
of all
not think it's his
Gabriel
positioning,
Martinelli.
like his runnings, that makes up the difference?
Yeah, I mean, listen, if he's tracking back and breaking up things and winning tackles and winning duels, you know, you can take him not really having much to do in the game. But 27 touches for your main striker in the whole 90 minutes is not where you want it to be. You want that to be at least 47, 50.
Yeah, I agree.
That's fair enough.
Gabriel Martinelli, 2 shots, 1 on target. Definitely should have scored today, in my eyes. Just that inability to beat the last man when you're 1-on-1 with a defender, you know, and especially someone as slow as Harry Maguire. You know, if everybody wants your speed, why aren't you using it? 60% pass accuracy. That's telling. That's poor.
Well, when you look at that, Tony, when you look at that, and then you look at Trossard underneath him, who played less time, had only 7 less touches, and look at the pass accuracy from Trossard.
Absolutely. That's the major difference. That says it all, Gary. You're absolutely right.
And look, even Jorginho. Jorginho had half the touches in 5 minutes, and look at the pass accuracy.
Yeah.
You know, so that's,
you know,
we really played with 9 players today, really.
We got to give him his props for his defensive work. You know, there was a lot of times he was covering for Zinchenko, because obviously we know Zinchenko is pace averse. Do you like that one, Gaz? Pace averse.
I like that one, yeah. But what was good, I mean, when Zinchenko picked up that yellow card, and the next time that ball went out to Diallo, Martinelli put in that sprint, bang, after Berners on, and he literally shot right up the side and won the ball. So,
yeah, again,
that's a player that's not doing one thing, but he's doing the other.
Yeah.
So that gets him a pass.
Yeah, it does.
By that much.
But there's no doubt that, you know, there's 2 positions on the pitch that, you know, we need to upgrade on, and that's left wing and up front. You know, I love Hazard. You know, I'm not going to deny it. I think since he's come, he's given us so much. But yeah, we can get better out there. There is better out there. And,
listen,
you know, look, he doesn't have to play every game. You know, that's the problem. You know, games like today, you wanted the other striker. You know, and then come the weekend, you want Havertz back again.
I mean, you see the goal that Salah scored to put Liverpool 3-2 up. We don't have that striker that can touch, turn, and shoot in one motion. That's what Gyökeres that gives to you. Do you know what I mean? Or an Osimhen would give you. But we don't have that at the moment. If we get that, we'd be deadly.
Yeah, go ahead, Ebony.
Yeah, so is that to say that in January, not that's going to happen in January, that, you know, we need to hunt for a striker, like a proper clinical striker. Because I mean, Havertz has done well. All right,
Mm.
you know, it's like he did. All right, today, you know, he wasn't at his best. But you know, I think, you know, when your pass accuracy isn't there and you're making all those runs and you're running into positions, then that's good enough for me personally. However, for the past God knows how long, we haven't had that clinical striker. And I know what people are going to say, and I don't care. We should never have let Nketiah go.
So that's a good thought, Ebony. Had it not been for the fact that Eddie Nketiah has been at Crystal Palace half a season and he's yet to score.
He scored one in the cup, didn't he? In the Carling Cup.
Yeah, yet to score a Premier League game.
I've not been watching Crystal Palace too closely. Has he actually been starting for Crystal Palace?
He started a few games, but what it is, I mean, I spoke about this on a couple of streams ago. We were talking about the Nketiah and Jesus debate. If you put Eddie in a team that creates chances, he will score goals. If you put him in a team that isn't creating any chances, how do you expect him to score goals? You can put the best striker.
He's not like a Rooney-esque striker, though, is he? He won't create those chances. He needs to be fair.
You could put Gyökeres in the Crystal Palace team. He ain't going to score goals because you're not creating chances for him to score goals. Strikers rely on chances created for them by their teammates. Yeah, they don't just score the goals on their own. Well, certain strikers like a Thierry Henry could pick up the ball, dance past 2, 3, 4, 5 players and slam it in the net. But you don't find them strikers every so often. So Nketiah's game is in the box. Can I get in across this defender? Can I shoot from here? And he will score goals. But you put him in a team like Palace that was struggling. You know, they sold Elise, didn't they? Eze has been off the boil. So what's Nketiah meant to do? He's not going to create his own chances. He needs chances created for him, which is why it worked at Arsenal, but it won't necessarily work at another team.
But the thing is, though, what I kept saying to people was, whenever he came on, he scored. And when he came in for Jesus, when Jesus was injured, he was asked to do a task, and he did it. And yes, you know, we can say that, you know, chances were created for him, but he's never been that type of striker. He's never been that Rooney-esque type of striker. He's never been, you know, the Thierry Henry type of striker. He's always been like that fox in the box. But
listen, Nketiah never let Arsenal down when he was needed. And in my mind, I would have got rid of Jesus and kept Nketiah every day that ends in a Y. Simple as that. I would never have let Eddie go and kept Jesus. Because Jesus, what I don't know, Apollo would know. I think it's one goal in his last 30 or 31 games.
That's
and
poor.
No assists.
That's poor.
You know, so it's time to move. It's time to move that guy on. The team has outgrown him. Thank you for your service. We'll drive you wherever you want to go.
Yeah, you can see why Pep let him go. But yeah, he's just not clinical. He never has been clinical since he's been with us.
Listen, you know, I always say the top teams don't let players go that can contribute to their team. So they upgraded on Jesus with Haaland. Yes, he wasn't going to get the main striker role. They upgraded with different wingers. He wasn't going to play out wide. So they sold him on. That's the top teams keep their best players. Yeah. Real Madrid, if they knew what they had in Odegaard, they would have kept him. But they didn't give him a chance, and then he's come to Arsenal and he's turned out to be this magnificent player that would walk into any side in the world. But had Madrid played him and seen it, they would never have sold him. Never in a million years.
Yeah, well, they've
top
got too many
teams
players.
don't sell their best players.
So, yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to I've been busy typing in my player ratings. You know, I was a bit contrived when I first thought about this, but then I suddenly realized, you know what? I can't be too heavy on the team because you know, we're playing every 3 days now, and we played some big games away from home. You know, we're coming out of a bit of a lull, and now we're, you know, beginning to see, you know, the effects of lots of games on a regular basis, you know. But look, a resurgent Man United team at home, 2-0. That's the important element.
Hold on
Clean
1
sheet.
second, Tony. Why are we calling them a resurgent Man United team? What, because they've won 1 game?
I've got to believe that they're going to make a resurgence because they have a good coach now.
Yeah, I take that point.
That's,
But I don't think they're
that's the-
resurgent. I don't
that's-
think they're resurgent at the moment.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand.
They're
I
on
just
that.
think
They're
the
on that
coach-
new manager bounce.
Yeah,
Every
exactly.
team has.
I think that kind of, you know, when you see a new manager come into a club, you automatically think, oh, now here we go. You know, Ruud van Nistelrooy had the effect at the weekend. We saw that he's managed to get a result for Leicester that I didn't see coming, and then I suddenly realised, oh damn, I should have thought about that new manager bounce. It always seems to happen, doesn't it, Gal?
Yeah, for the first 5 or 6 games, and then it normally reverts to type.
Exactly. And for that reason, you know, you got to look at Man United and think, yeah, they're going to have a bit of a bounce. But, you know, look, first half, without doing anything, it was just a chess game, and nobody made any moves. You know, 0 shots on target. You know, nothing of anything. Five shots, the least of any game between 2 teams in the Premier League. 5. And then obviously second half, we said they had to come out, and that's what they did. They came out after, you know, losing the possession battle in the first half, if only for, you know, a small amount. But second half, different animal. So yeah, I sort of based my gradings based on that. So I gave Raya a 9. You know, at 1-0 down, at 1-0 up, he pulled out a save that was absolutely a worldie. You know, It's got to be up there as one of the best saves you ever see. I mean, he's on the wrong side of the goal. When that ball comes off of the defender's head, I'm thinking to myself, that's him. I am convinced.
Yeah, I thought it was him. I thought it was him.
You know, he stretched to.
I saw the lip rise, and I thought it was him.
Yeah, you know. So for that, and then he makes another save later in the game that, you know, he's every bit is worth his money. And then not only that, his distribution, his positioning. You know, there's a lot of time when he's making that extra player up. He's come out the goal. He's defended the long ball. You know, his decision making today was phenomenal. So I give him a 9. I give him a 9. He deserved it. Well done, Raya. He kept us in this game, and you know, a clean sheet, magnificent. Jurrien Timber. I'm trying to think. Is this his best game ever? Quite possibly. If it's not his best game, it's up there. I thought he was brilliant throughout the whole game.
I think Timber's been magnificent since he came back into the team. Took him a while to get up to speed. The match fitness wasn't there. Now it's come. We're just seeing a whole different type of footballer.
Yeah, and you know, we were both on the stream the other day when we thought he scored his goal. You know, from the Merino header, and Merino got caught slightly offside. So, you know, look, he has been deserving of this goal that he scored today. He has been so deserving of this goal. And, you know, obviously Gabriel gets his plaudits, rightly so. But today showed, you know, we can still do stuff without Gabriel. And between Saliba and Timber, you know, I give Timber a 9.5. I give Saliba a 9. You know, I thought they were phenomenal. The two of them. Kivior, I thought he was just as good, But obviously the other two get higher marks because they scored goals. But Kivior had a great game. Solid 8. Zinchenko, he looked all right. He looked all right until late in the game. He come out with his stupidness, and could have ended up costing us a point. Could have ended up costing us. Luckily, we were able to ride the free kick and keep the clean sheet, but he could have cost us. And obviously, silly yellow card, absolutely silly. His turning circle is ridiculous, so he gets a 7, and that's a good mark if I'm being honest. Thomas Partey, 9.5. He's my man of the match. I just love watching him play. He's my personal man of the match. 9.5. Thomas Partey, starts at the 6, pulls all the strings, and then when needed, he goes back in and fills in at right back, and he's a rock. Declan Rice, 7.5. I didn't think he had his best game, but those corners, they're so dangerous. He's so good at that. Martin Odegaard, I thought he was industrious without being his magnificent self, his majestic self. The magic didn't quite come off today, but, still a good performance from Martin. He probably needs a little rest right about now because, look, I don't think he was fully fit when he came back into the team. And again, a player that if you can give him some time off, probably comes back and, just shines for us. Obviously, we know how important he is to the team, but you just can't flog him for 90 minutes every game. So I wouldn't mind seeing him get a rest. Martinelli. The 7 is the 7 because of his defensive work. Offensively, I think he's a shambles.
No argument from me.
But defensively, he covers Zinchenko and makes it, such a difference defensively. Saka, I didn't think he was at the races today. But again, on the same basis as Rice, those those corners are just they're a different league. They're just different. And then Havertz, again, lucky to get a 7. Didn't think he had his best game. Probably was thinking of 6.5, but then I suddenly thought, 2-0 against Man United. 6.5 to 7 for me. And then Arteta, he made the right changes at the right time. He knew he had to take Zinchenko off. Great move. And shifted Timber over and put Thomas Partey at the right back slot. Did he have much options? As I said, I think if Miles Lewis-Skelly was fit, Miles comes on. I think he's probably thought to himself, am I ready to throw Tierney in at this stage? Probably not. So, yeah, well done, Arteta. He gets a 9 from me. Gaz, over to you.
Yeah, so David Raya, I can totally understand the 9, echo everything that you said. That save he made at 1 when we was 1-0 up was truly world class. And if you watch it, so obviously Apollo was at the game, and I know that you kind of see it on the screen, but when you get the different angles from the TV, like from behind the goal, he actually is at full stretch and he kind of catches the ball and pushes it out at the same time, like with his fingers. Because had he just patted it down, I think Højlund taps it in and it's 1-0, it's 1-1. So very good save. I did say in the stream, I haven't seen him play literally as a centre-back so many times in a game. He was literally beside Saliba for most of the game, every time we had the ball. So fully deserved 9. Jurrien Timber, very pleased for him to score his first goal after being denied by a millimetre of Marino's boot being offside the previous week. The guy just goes from strength to strength. He's press resistant. He's got body swerves. He's got step overs. He's just like another version of Thomas Partey, the way he collects the ball and turns and strides forward. Going from strength to strength, we've got to keep this guy fit as well. So another one that we can't overplay, because with him we're stronger. I can agree with that. The 9.5 for Timber. I thought he was brilliant. Saliba scored a goal with his butt cheek. Solid at the back. You know, boss Højlund, boss Rashford when he come on. Another masterful performance from him. 9. Kiwior, I'm going to give a 9. I thought he was absolutely excellent. I say when Raya makes the save from Anthony, he was first on the scene. 3 United players, I think, was around him. He was first on the scene, and he came with a lovely chested back pass into Raya's gloves. But I was, like I said, I was pleased with the way that he played this ball over the top 3, 4, 5 times to release Trossard and Martinelli. And when we was in trouble, boom, the ball was gone down the other end, allowing us to reset our lines and go again. So very pleased for him. Zinchenko, I'm going to give him a 6. I thought he looked okay without really doing anything special. But as with Zinchenko, we've seen it time and time again. When he plays in the left-back spot and he's up against the winger, who's tricky, who's fast, he can't deal with it. He created their own problem himself, give the ball away stupidly, and then give away a dangerous free kick, which they almost scored from. So for me, he's another one where the team has literally gone past this guy now, and he needs to be moved on. I think with Calafiore, Miles Lewis, Skelly, I think they're ahead of him in the pecking order. So 6 for Zinchenko. Thomas Partey, I can see the 9.5 because he was literally sublime today. He should have scored early in the first half. He muffed the header, it came off his shoulder and went wide. But everything he done, I think I saw him give the ball away maybe once or twice max in that whole game. You know, the way he turns on the ball, the way he plays round people, the way he passes through the lines, the way he breaks lines. It was just a masterful performance. And I'm inclined to give him my man of the match as well, because he was that good. He was that good. Declan Rice, I'm going to give him an 8.5. I thought he was really good today. He broke up stuff. He tackled. He ran with the ball. He dragged us forward. He gets the assist with a brilliant corner for Timber's goal. I can see why he gets man of the match from Amazon TV or whoever give man of the match today. He was really good. And I did say during the stream that there's times in the game where you need the dirt that Declan Rice brings. And he doesn't mind doing the dirt. He's really good at it. And he broke up stuff, you know, some really good tackles. So another good performance. And I think we're seeing the best of Declan Rice now. Started the season a bit shaky, but I think that was due to coming back late from obviously the Euros and not having a proper pre-season. I know in the Euros they was playing, but it's a little bit different when you haven't had a rest and then you start after a couple of weeks. But I think he's back to his best now. Odegaard, yeah, the 7 is fair. It was a bit of a downgrade on his recent performances, but, you know, he leads the press. He plays these little through balls. He controls the ball really well. He controls the whole game, dropping into the 6, picking up the ball, making things happen. So, yeah, 7 is fair for him. Martinelli, I'm going to give a 5, and that's purely for his defensive work. Going forward, I don't know what's worse than the shambles, Tony. You're the word surgeon. But the guy, he goes out on his left. He can't use his left foot. He's got Maguire in front of him. You know, he didn't try to run past him. He tried to shoot through him, and it took a deflection off Maguire's legs, and it was easy for Andre Banana in the United goal. I just don't know. He looked like a world beater, And then other times he just looks like a player that's never played before. It's that simple. There's no in between with Martinelli. But for his defensive work, you know, that bows him out. And it can't just be about that. Or you might as well just play him at left back. You might as well just play Martinelli at left back and then put Trossard in front of him. Because that's basically what you're saying. He's a left back. Because he can't be a forward because he doesn't think quick enough. He doesn't act quick enough. There's no cut inside and trying to curl that shot into the far post. So he's just defending, right? So why not play him at left back? Saka had a quiet game, livened up a bit sort of midway through the second half, but he didn't look at the races. So I'm going to give him a 6, and I'm going to give Kai Havertz a 6. I thought he was a bit off today. Didn't really do one thing and didn't do the other thing that he does. And Arteta, I'm going to give Arteta a 10 because he made the changes at the right time. The changes were good. The changes were needed. He saw it. He acted, and he got it spot on today.
Brilliant. Nice one. Well done, Gal. That keeps me well happy for the rest of the week. Thank you, everybody who's joined us on the chat. Thank you, Ebony, for joining us. Gary, as usual, salute to you, partner.
No problem, sir.
And,
anytime.
Enjoy the rest of the week. We'll catch you up at the weekend, hopefully, guys.
I'll see you the weekend, mate. See you later, Ebs.
See you later.
Yeah, I was thinking about the better days. My youth so happy, my hair so nappy.